So next, what we're gonna see, let's go the way up, right? We're gonna see stemming and lemmatization. We have previously seen how we do stemming and lemmatization, but we want to reinforce that concept. That's why I bring it over here again for us to just do it one more time. Okay. So here I'm downloading. I mean, NLTK, we have what is called Brown. Okay, Brown is nothing but a corpus. It's another corpus or another data set over there. All right, so I'm downloading that and I'm doing nltk.corpus import Brown. Okay, and then the field that I want. So in Brown, there are a lot of file IDs in there. So the file ID that I want is CK23. Okay, just like we saw earlier on when we were using routers. Okay, we saw that there are a lot of file IDs in there. The same thing, you can just do the same thing for Brown to check all the file IDs. All right, I've already checked, that's why I've put CK23. But if you don't know, just go up and then see how we check the file IDs for routers. Okay, how we did it for routers to see all those file IDs. Okay, so you can just do that and then you will see all those file IDs. Okay, you see that this is how we did it. And then we saw routers.file IDs and then we got all the file IDs. So you can do the same thing. Okay, let's go all the way up. Okay, so once I do that, the next thing, remember, in order to do stemming or lemmatization, you first need to remove all those stopwords, right? So I'm just going to import the stopwords from Corpus, and then I'm going to remove all those stopwords, right? This is what we saw earlier on. So for all the words in brown.words, okay, so I'm representing all the words with W, right? So for all the words in brown.words, I'm going to convert everything to lowercase and then check if they are not in stopwords.words of the English stopwords. Then I'm going to record everything in word list, right? If I found them in the stopwords, I'm not going to record it. Okay, so that's basically what I will do to get my word list. And then here I'm going to remove punctuation as well. So I import string and I'm saying that for all the words in the word list that I have here, right? If the word list is not in string.punctuation, right? So string.punctuation contains a lot of punctuations in there. So if I pick a word from my word list, then I compare it with the words or the punctuations that are in string.punctuations. So if I find that the words in the word list is present in the string.punctuation, then I know that it's a punctuation, then I will not pick it. But if it's not there, then I know that it's a real word, then I'll pick it and store it in word list. Okay, so in doing so, I'll be able to remove all those punctuations, right? Earlier on, I showed you a different way of doing that as well. You can also use that. Okay, now here what I'm going to do is that I'm going to compare the two stemmers that I have, right? I have Porter stemmer and then I have Lancaster stemmer, right? Previously I showed you a different stemmer. If I go all the way, let me show you over here, right? So I show you different, I show you Porter stemmer, then I show you Snowball stemmer. Okay, so we have another one which we call Lancaster stemmer. So that's the two that I'm checking over here. Okay, so I've imported both of them and initialized them, right? So Porter stemmer, I've initialized it to Porter. Lancaster stemmer, I've initialized it to Lancaster. Okay, so once I do that, then I'm going to just check everything and print them out for you to see. So I'm using porter.stem, right? And then I'm passing in the word, and I'm doing the same thing for Lancaster as well. Okay, right, and the word that I've put over here is coming from the word list. Okay, so for each of the word list, I pass them into Lancaster .stem, and then I also pass it into porter.stem, right? And then I show you what I have. So I'm printing the original word, right? And then what Porter did on it and what Lancaster also did on it. Okay, so I'll have three things over here. The original word, which is the first one, what Porter did to the words, which is this, right? The second one, and then what Lancaster did to the word, which is the third one. Okay, so you can see that when the word is something like, say, though, both of them did nothing to it. When the word is like noted, you can see that Porter maintained, it's only chopped off the D, and then you see that it has reduced to its base meaning, which is note. But Lancaster did a bad job over here, right? It chopped off the ED and then left not. Okay, if you see word like clearly, right, you can see that Porter converted the Y to I. Okay, and then you can see that Lancaster chopped off the LY, right? So here, Lancaster is actually doing a good job, but here it wasn't doing a good job. And Porter wasn't doing a good job here, right? And if you see nephews, both of them cut off the S, okay? Both of them cut off the S. And then C, both of them did not do anything, right? If you see something like, say, since you see that Lancaster, Porter just chopped off the E, right? And then make it sync. And then Lancaster did a very bad job sync, right? So as I said, sometimes they will not actually make sense if you're using stemming. That's why we want to use lemmatization, right? Let me collab this one. That's why we mostly want to use the lemmatization, okay? So lemmatization, we are using the word net lemmatization. Earlier on, I showed you, let's go all the way down, right? Earlier on, I showed you the same word net lemmatization. That's what we are using here as well, okay? Word net lemmatization. So if we compare, right, let's go and see the same. We see that over here, if we the Porter, right? I'm just comparing everything here. I'm bringing the Porter, the Lancaster, and then the word net as well, so that I'll be able to compare the three. Okay, so the first one is for the original word. Okay, the second one is for the Porter. The third one is for the Lancaster, and then the fourth one will be for the word net. Okay, so let's see this one that they were doing bad job. So that's we saw that Porter was doing terrible, and then Lancaster was doing very, very terrible. But you can see that WordNet is doing a way good job, right? It did not chop it to anything, right? It realized that if we chop it to any of these things, it won't make sense. So it's remaining. It's just left it like that, and that's good. And that's good. Okay. If we see a word like witness, you see that Porter has, stem it to wit, and the same thing Lancaster has also stem it to wit, right? But WordNet has maintained it as witness, okay, which makes sense because if we do wit also means a different thing altogether. It's not the same thing as witness, but witness is the same thing as witness. So if we use WordNet, the meaning will still maintain. Okay, if you see a word like uncle, you see how it is chopped, right? It's terrible over here when you use either Porter or Lancaster, but we can see that WordNet is really doing a good job. Okay, it's really doing a good job. All right, so that's basically what we have. We see a word like notification. See what is happening here with Porter and Lancaster. They are doing really bad job, but you can see that WordNet is doing a great job over it. So mostly use WordNet. Okay, use WordNet when you're doing lemmatization. All right, so that's the end of this particular notebook. Okay, that's the end of this notebook. So it's quite a lot of things that we have gotten an overview of. So just spend some kind of time to go through it once more, okay, to better understand whatever that we have taught. Okay, just watch the video one more time. Okay, I don't expect you to watch it once and get it, especially if the concepts are new to you, right? You need to watch it one more time to get a clarity. And also don't forget to every resource link that I've given you, make sure that you follow up on that and read more on that as well. Okay, so just spend time to watch it one more time and you'll get a better clarity. Okay, so see you in the next tutorial. Have a nice day.